Hello again. Let's go to science part 2. Deuteronomy 4:24. For the Lord thy God is a consuming fire. So we see, because the Lord thy God is a consuming fire, which is the hottest fire that consumes, and this is matter. So God is combustion because the Lord thy God is a consuming fire. Matthew 17:2. And was transfigured, this is Jesus, before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his clothing was white as the light. Interestingly enough, the color of the brightness of the sun, the light color that throws out, is white. But because it hits the ionosphere, we see it as yellow. Also, our optical vision, which is a medium point, sees the sun as yellow, but it's actually white. And it's kind of hard to find white stars. Yet Christ is saying that his face was like the sun, and yet is white. So therefore, the sun color is not yellow; it's white, and it's specified here pretty well. John 9:5 says, "I am the light," and finally it says in 1 Chronicles 29:11, "God is power." So what is God? God is combustion, consuming fire. God is light. And also, God is power. So, combustion, light, power. Now, interestingly enough, we're going to go here, and first we're going to look at combustion. Combustion. Combustion, white. What is the hottest fire? This is white, is above the blue. The blue is it's the highest frequency, but it's not the highest. The highest is white. Now, interestingly enough, scientists say that the composition, the chemical composition of the universe, which creates the atoms that we have now, is through stardust. Stars make these chemical compositions, and they do heavier elements. Now, interestingly, God says He's consuming fire. Consuming fire is actually, in the white, is the strongest fire. So therefore, it makes lots of sense that it's not stars which are forming all the chemical compositions, but God, which is a consuming fire. White, which is the highest frequency, by the way. Now, interestingly enough, fire, the white fire, affects gas, liquid, solid, okay, the chemical composition of them, and it affects the hydrocarbons. The hydrocarbons, are affected by combustion, and this affects gas, liquid, and solid. Yet there's plasma, which is the fourth stage, but we're not going to get to that yet. Secondly, it's light. Okay, second, light. What is the highest frequency of light? Is white again. White, highest combustion, is the hottest fire, is white. What is the principle of the 7 colors that we get in a prism and a spectrograph? Is white. White, white. Combustion, hottest fire, white. Principle of all colors, white. It makes sense that this combustion and light are probably the same equation. Now, interestingly enough, we get this, that the white is what makes the 7 colors of a prism. Without white, we would not have that. God is light. God is the whitest light. So without that, we could not have the colors that we have in the universe. We continue. What is the fastest speed of light? Can the speed of light go with matter? Can something with matter go at the speed of light? No. Why? This equation explains it very well. E equals y mc at the cube, okay, where y equals, parentheses, square root of 1 minus v, 2, divided by c, 2, parentheses. This is the equation to prove that there's no force that can create the speed of light unless it is infinite. And who is infinite? God. So God says He's light, whitest of all colors, which is what makes the 7 colors. And then at the same time, what goes at the speed of light? Nothing without an infinite force. There's a physics equation for that. So in order to acquire the speed of light, you need an infinite force, and that can only be through God. So it makes lots of sense. Electromagnetism, this is the third. Power. I specified the gas, liquid, and solid with part were chemically composed through the combustion, the hottest fire. Yet, power, electromagnetism, is part of the fourth stage of its composition. The fourth stage of matter is plasma, so it's composed of gas, liquid, and solid. Now, power is the rate which work is performed or energy is converted. Definition of what power is. So power is the rate which work, and I'll tell you what work means. Work means is the amount of energy transferred by force. So you need force in order to create energy. You need power in order for the rate which the work is performed and energy to be converted. Power equals energy, and without force, you would not have the transfer of energy through gas, liquid, solid, and plasma, because plasma is the fourth stage of matter, and that is electromagnetism. So electromagnetism is what makes all of this work and transfer. You need energy, and energy cannot be throughout power. Now, this is the interesting part. We get combustion, we get light, and we get electromagnetism, and we put them in one equation. One equation. Now, let's not forget about another problem. Information. Information can be transferred through light and electromagnetism. Why? Because when we say radioactive waves, for example, frequency that's radioactive, or for example, microwave, or you have other frequencies you can use, gamma rays, for example, which are pretty much undetectable, but you can still send information through there. We can see radio waves, another one. We can see that information can be transferred. So we need information in order to play with matter, and that's how matter is composed through electromagnetism. Through electromagnetism is what shapes things. Without electromagnetism, gas, liquid, and solid would not work, and that's power. So information can be transferred through light and electromagnetism. Yet, this is the interesting part. Information equals combustion plus light plus electromagnetism divided by D divided by 2. This equals combustion, light, electromagnetism, Cli, at the power of the Y, which is information, through everything is transferred, divided by dark matter plus dark energy. So this is the equation, Cli, at the power of the Y divided by dark matter plus dark energy. This is the equation of the universe. Without combustion, without light, without electromagnetism, this universe cannot happen, because you need all these forces to interact with each other in order to form how the universe is formed now. And that is through dark matter and dark energy, which is also in the scriptures. If you read the first, I have a video of that, you should go see it. And it specifies the division between dark matter and dark energy. Now, we get it. God is power. God is combustion. God is light. And God is electromagnetism. And He is information. And the information transfer is what shapes everything else. That's what we have. The right type of information that specifies how information is brought. Remember, the light cannot go, there's no power in this universe that can make light. You need an infinite force to travel at the speed of light. So if you need an infinite force, that's impossible, because no force can create infinity in this universe unless God, and God says He's light. So therefore, infinity can be upon as God, and God can create that force, which is the speed of light. That explains combustion, the hottest fire, which is white. Also, light, the strongest light is white. The principle of all colors is white. So white, combustion is white, light is white, and electromagnetism is power. So it explains everything. I could go on and on and on more, but you get the idea. And this is scriptures. This is science. So thank you very much for listening to this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.